2.6, solving addition and subtraction equations. An equation is something equal to something. So you need something on one side, an equal sign, and something on the other side when you have an equation. For example, x equals 4. There's something on one side, an equal sign, and something on the other side. It's got something on one side and something on the other, right?
So x equals 4.
Or x plus 5 equals 9. That's another equation. When we make x equal to 4 in this example, right? If we make x equal to 4, we get what we call a balanced equation. So this would be what we call balanced. So, and I like to think about that as a scale. Have you ever seen the scales that look like this? So you got like a tray on one side and a tray on the other side. You put stuff in one side and it like goes down. You have to put stuff on the other side to get them to be even. So if we put like a 9 on this side, it's going to weigh that side down because there's nothing on the other side, right? And if we put an x plus 5 on that side, right, it can be balanced. And when there's an equal sign, when it's equal and it's level, then we call it a balanced scale. Okay? So equations need to be balanced. Whatever's on one side has to equal whatever's on the other side. All right. Solving for a variable. Okay. For an equation with a variable, you're going to look at what was done to the variable. Do you know what a variable is?
Yeah.
That's the letter. Okay, when you think variable, think the letter in the problem. And maybe we should write that on there. Like a variable is like the letter in math class. So we're going to find the variable. Whatever's done to that, we're going to do the inverse. I'm writing all capital letters so you don't forget this. The inverse to both capital letters sides. Because if you're on that scale and it's even, and all of a sudden you take some weight off of one side, what's going to happen to your scale? It's no longer even, right?
Yeah.
So you have to take weight off the other side to make it even. You always want to keep your equation even. So let's look at an example here. What's the variable in the first example? Ethan. X is our variable. What is being done to x?
Add 5, 5.
We're adding 5 to x. So what's the inverse of adding 5? What's the inverse, the opposite of adding 5? Remember, a couple days ago we did inverse. We said if you walk up 5 stairs, you got to walk down 5 stairs. So we're adding 5. What's the inverse? Subtract 5. So we have to subtract 5, and it says to what sides? Both sides. I'm subtracting 5 from both sides. So if there's my equation, both sides of my equation.
Both sides of the equal sign.
Both sides of the equal sign. So subtract 5, right? Minus 5.
5 minus 9 minus 5.
Okay.
It's stacked on top of each other.
No way. That's
We'll practice more.
crazy, man.
We'll do lots of practice on these and you'll get really good at them. Okay? So if you have x plus 5 and you take 5 away, you're left with just x. These guys cancel out. And the other side, you're going to have 9 minus 5 is 4. So x equals 4. X equals 4.
We did this last year.
We'll do another one, Ethan.
So if you can't
Okay.
figure out what the answer to x.
Or you could just do like 9 minus
next example. The next one. What is our variable in the next one? X. What is happening to x in that problem?
It's being subtracted by 372.
Being subtracted by 372. So what's the inverse of subtracting 372? Adding 372. So we're going to add 372. And we're going to add 372 to both sides of my equation there. This is where calculators come in really handy. Okay? I would do this one with a calculator. You have negative 244 plus 372. So negative 244 plus 372. What do you get? I know what you get, but what do you get?
130.
Nope.
How do you do next?
100.
How do you get
How do you negative? Great question. Underneath the 3 on your calculator, there's parentheses with a little negative sign. So you'd hit that first, and that puts a little negative sign, and then you'd put 244 negative 244 plus 372. 128. And the 372 is on the left side of the equation. What happens to those?
That's not what I got.
They cancel out.
You add, not minus.
You gotta add them.
You have to do it after.
I got plus.
So on your calculator, here's the key sequence. You're gonna find a button that looks like this. It's underneath your 3. You're gonna hit that one, and then you're gonna hit 2, 4, 4. And then you're gonna hit the plus sign, 3, 7, 2, and then you're gonna hit the equal sign. And you should get 128. So, your homework. If you notice on there, it says SW. Show your work for credit. 9 through 19 odds. You have to show your work for credit. What am I looking for? It says there,
To show our work.
in this case, write the original equation, write what you do to both sides, and give the answer, just like in the example in the notes. So you're going to do this right here for 9 through 19. You're going to write the original equation. X plus 5 equals 9. You're going to show what you did. Minus 5 minus 5. These cancel. We have x equals 4. That would be how to show your work properly for numbers 9 through 19 odds.